Welcome everyone to the Northern Competition Stadium. Barrow Raiders against St Helens in the Women's Super League. We'll start you off by going through the teams. Barrow, 16, Charlotte Toddhunter. Number 2, Shannon Parker. 4, Claire Hutchinson. 8, Kelly Friends. 5, Chloe Capstick. 6, Carrie-Anne Smith. 7, Bath Pattinson. Prop forwards, 14, Mia Dobson. 10, Jodie Morley. At hooker, 9, Beth Lindsay. Second rows, number 11, Emily Sturziker, and 1, Vanessa Temple. And loose forward today, Nicole Stewart at 13. On the substitutes bench, we've got Leah Cottier, 15, Leah Clough, 12, Fran Harley, 18, and Jodie Crawford, 22. 18th player, Madeline Neale at number 3. St Helens are lining up with number 1, Berry Salihi, 2, Phoebe Hook. Centre 3, Erin Scott. 4, centre Amy Hardcastle. On the other wing, 18, Rachel Wheezy. Halfbacks 21, Amy Taylor. 7, Faye Gaskin. 16, prop Darcy Stott. 9, hooker Katie Mottershead. 14, Naomi Williams, the second prop. 11, Shauna Hoyle. And 12, Emily Rudge in the second row. And 13, Jodie Cunningham. Substitutes today for St Helens: 17, Caitlin Casey. 20, Erin McDonald. And 8, Victoria Whitfield. 24, Alex Bridge. 18th player for the Saints is number 22, Rebecca Rotherham. So a couple of minutes before kick-off, both the commentators in the box today, myself, Steve Neale, and Jodie Litherland, we're both making our TV debut, so bear with us if we're talking a lot of rubbish for the next 40 minutes and beyond. Obviously, a big game for Barrow. Again, it's one of the top sides, Jodie. They've just come back from Wembley, defeated by Wigan, but it's going to be, I guess, it's a tough game in store for the Barrow team.
Yeah, definitely. Playing against one of the big top 4 is always going to be tough. Bit of a different for Saints, going playing at Wembley last week and then coming playing in Barrow this morning. Not sure what time they had to set off or if they had to travel through that storm, but sun's starting to come out here up on the gantry, so hopefully the weather's going to be a little bit better than it was this morning. Yeah,
we were down here at 9:30 this morning. There have been thunderstorms since about 3 in the morning in the area, and there is actually, even though the pitch looks absolutely perfect, pitch inspection, there was pools of water all over the place, and there was some doubt about it going on, but thankfully it's a very good ground for drainage, and the rain stopped about 9:30, and we've been fine. And we probably needed a bit of rain, really, with the amount of sun we've had, especially during May.
Yeah, definitely. I think the rain's probably helped it. It's looking really nice and soft than it usually is out there. It's been quite hard at training over the last few weeks, so a bit of water's hopefully just softened it up a little bit for today's game.
So I mean, obviously looking at the season so far for the Raiders, the most important thing, I guess, is that last victory against Warrington. We don't want to come in the bottom position for a playoff with the championship side. So, obviously we played London this year already, and they've turned us over in the Challenge Cup. So we will want to avoid that wooden spoon. But a great victory at Warrington.
Yeah, definitely. I think that after the first game against Lee, that is massively needed last week against Warrington. I think there's been a massive difference this week at training, just in confidence, and what that confidence brings from a win has been vital for the girls this week.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess St Helens will be similar in terms of they've got the shoe on the other foot. They're coming off a loss, and something really of a change in the guard, really. Wigan Warriors have proven themselves, I guess, the best team in the league, even after 3 league games and a cup run. That they're so far ahead of the other teams, having put some big scores into what was the big 3. Leeds, York and Saints have all been beaten quite heavily by Wigan, and we only know too well ourselves with 100 points conceded at Robin Park not so long ago how good that Wigan team is.
Yeah, and obviously getting 100 points put into you hurts the girls, hurts everyone involved with the club, but I think if you then reflect on that based on the performances that Wigan have then gone and put against York and St Helens, I knew it was coming because I've seen the talent that they had in that squad, but I didn't think it would come this quickly. So for them to be at that level right now at this stage in the season, I think it's scary for everybody else in the competition, and I don't know where does their defeat come from this year. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure myself, to be honest. I mean, I was over in Las Vegas, and the England team were put to the sword by Australia, but I think the Wigan team's refreshing. That the gap could well be closed with all the amount of talent that's come through that Wigan team.
Yeah, and I think it's hard, isn't it? It's when do you go to that youth? When's the transition period between going with what's been trusted for a long time and your senior professionals, and then kind of getting the young ones coming through and feeding them in? And I don't think it's a simple answer to just do that straight away. I think there's got to be a mix and a balance. And the England coach will have that headache to deal with, and it's not really one for us to stand here and say they should do that. But
no, absolutely.
It's a hard one.
I think certainly since February when we were in Vegas or early March, whenever it was, I think from that perspective, England coach Stuart Barrow will be a little bit happier. But there's still some talent in this Litherland team who are perhaps on the the wrong side of 30 or whatever, but they're still current England internationals and they're still top players, and they'll be wanting to prove a thing or two today. Yeah,
and absolutely, I can imagine knowing these girls, playing with them for a long time, none of them will want to lose that shirt, so they've got to work even harder now and prove that shirt's theirs. And like I said, it's probably not getting a transition of all young ones in and getting rid of all of the old ones, because that would never go down very well. So it's about them fighting individually for their jerseys now for an England call-up, and how many of them will lose it to a younger player, it's yet to be seen, but they've got a massive point to prove now, Saints, right across the board.
Anyway, back to the game, and Nicole Stewart for Barrow kicks off, and Saints retrieve it on the 10, and good run there at the 30-metre line. And away they go. Saints attacking from left to right. Half decent crowd in for a Women's Super League game. Certainly a few hundred in the crowd, which is great stuff. Shauna Hoyle there, making contact up with Sturziker. Cunningham taking on the Italy fans.
Jodie Morley in there already. See how many tackles she gets through this afternoon. She's been absolutely immense in that middle for Barrow so far this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Faye Gaskin with a kick, and retrieved by Charlotte Toronto, and good set for both teams really. Saints playing into a strong wind. Barrow maybe have to take advantage to a degree this half, and good tackling set, and Saints will be pleased that they got through and got to the kick, and Claire Hutchinson making herself to the 40.
I think both teams will just be looking at complete sets early, just deal with the weather, deal with the pitch, and then see what they can build off the back of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Kelly Friend there making contact. Beth Lindsay on a little scoot. So over the halfway line. Mia Dobson. Sturziker on a angled run. So to the last. We've got Beth Pattinson. Nice kick. And that fine touch. So again, another good set from the Barrow team. Amanda Wilkins will be pleased with that they got through the first set, both defensively and in attack.
Yeah, I think they've kind of completed that first set, which will give them confidence, and we spoke about what confidence of a win will do, but confidence of completing the first set for both teams, we'll see them both grow into this game.
We're a little bit high up in the gantry, and as Emily Rudge makes some progress there, ball still there from Vanessa Temple, but it seems a bit windy up here, but the pitch side I don't think it's that bad, but in Barrow there's always a wind whatever time of the year it is, there's always a wind in Barrow.
And it likes to blow diagonally.
Absolutely, yeah. Head.
I think there's about 3 in the tackle there for that ball steal, so probably a bit early to be trying that one from Ness, but yeah. She's got it up her sleeve and she loves it.
Yeah, Naomi Williams there was it with the run. That's Cunningham. Yeah. Nice ball. Kyle makes the break. Cover tackle from Todd, haven't we? The Saints on the attack on the 30-metre line. Just starting to break 1 or 2 tackles there. Mottershead again, going from dummy half, and we're within the 10 now. Saints looking to pile on the pressure.
She's exciting, and she came out as she's lightning off that 9.
Yeah, absolutely, and nice bit of defence there from Claire Hutchinson in the face, and forces the error, and keeps the scoreline at 0-0, and Barrow got themselves a scrum, and they'll take that over to the 50.
I think everyone knows you can't give Amy Hardcastle any time or space out on that edge, but looked like she just needed to tip it onto a winger there.
Yeah, I think they had the numbers, just lacked a little bit of skill perhaps when the pressure was on. Carry on Smith, playing at standoff. Played forward for much of last year, but the change in personnel at the Raiders means she's filling in at half-back and doing a good job. Sturzica now.
Yeah, surprised to not see Demi in the York lineup this afternoon.
Sorry?
Surprised to not see Demi in the York lineup this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, Demi Fisher did a great job for Barrow last season, and gone on to hopefully for her bigger and better things. Beth Lindsay at dummy half. Mia Dobson with the run. That's the tempo. Taken back by the Saints defence. Strong defence. Barrow now struggling to get out of their own half. Nicole Stewart. Strong run from Nicole. Breaks the 40-metre line and gets again at the fifth tackle, which is good that we're completing sets. Beth Lindsay. That's a nice kick. And Barry Sahili comes away, shows her pace. Good tackle there by Capstick and Todd Hunter.
Another exciting young player in the women's game. I think she'll be pushing Grace Banks all the way for that number 1 shirt.
And Capstick there a little bit too eager. Pass had gone, and penalty conceded with a late tackle there. Gets you every time. The refs are pretty hot on that, late hits. You don't get away with it, so why bother? So they found touch into the wind.
Saints are definitely going against the wind in this first half.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think I don't know realistically where we're thinking Barrow are going to win the game, but if they are going to win the game, they probably need some points in this first half with this really, really strong win. Cunningham again. Nice ball, but again, the Barrow defence to the credit. They're in the faces and forcing the error.
Yeah, it's a really good start, this. Saints will be disappointed with that. I think that's one of their trademarks. Cunningham to Rudge on that left edge.
Absolutely. So many tries have been scored with that combination.
They use their second row to attack really wide of the ruck, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's carry on Smith. It's to Todd Hunter. Evades one tackle. Numbers in. Lindsay at dummy half. Again, carry on Smith taking the line on. And Sturzica, again, one of her trademark runs down the left channel. Sturzica had a little time at Wigan before returning to Barrow for their push to Super League status. So Pattinson again, Nicole Stewart, she's a handful. Scored a couple of nice tries at Lee. And one of the attacking strengths of the Barrow team is when Nicole Stewart gets the ball. Jodie Morley again, looking for work.
Been lucky in this set to not get a penalty for a couple of shots around the chops.
Left part. And tackled there. Chloe Capstick. But again, got to the end of the set. It's not the worst thing in the world to turn the ball over just short of the 10-metre line. It's probably better than a poor kick that might give a 7-tackle set. So, the Barrow team will be reasonably pleased with that. And they've now got some defending to do to keep Saints in their half and hopefully force another error, because there's been a couple already from the Saints team.
Yeah, this is where they need to find their energy and front-loading defence to keep them down in this half, and they'll be really happy with the start of this game so far.
Cunningham coming away, but line speed's pretty good. They're getting in the faces. Lindsay was involved in the tackle. And this time it's Morley and Stewart. Emily Rudge. nudge. Oh, and there we talked earlier about Vanessa Steele. She's done it this time one-on-one. And another error from Saints, so they won't be happy. Is it a cup final hangover? Who knows? But certainly 3 sets so far. There's been 3 errors, 3 out of 4 for Saints.
She'll try that all day long, will Ness?
So Mia Dobson takes it up. This is a real opportunity for the Barrow team. Starting the set 30 metres away from the line, now at 22, 23 metres out.
6 again.
6 again. Pattinson, Morley inside. Morley's, she's gone through 4 or 5 players there. Great run from Jodie Morley.
Oof, then one right in the ribs.
She got a good shot there right at the end.
I think Emily Rudge is annoyed that she's made those 2 errors and she's out for getting someone.
Nice offload from Carrie-Anne Smith. Vanessa Temple there. She's getting forced back with I think she's offloaded that to Claire Hutchinson. And again, Barrow knocking on the door. Mia Dobson.
Needed to go out the back, that one.
Yeah, they've got some shape there. And Nicole Stewart at first receiver.
Show and go.
Off she goes. And I think,
yes,
and
get
there
in.
she is. And Nicole Stewart, I think I said she was a danger woman. A couple of tries at Lee. And Barrow have opened the scoring. Fantastic try from Nicole Stewart. And we're going to see a replay of that. Oh, fantastic try for Barrow, Jodie. Nicole Stewart getting over the line there, and it's what they deserve, really.
Yeah, I think that's been a fantastic start from Barrow, and they'll be super impressed with that. And we spoke at the start about confidence, and hopefully that can give them more confidence going into this game.
Stewart looks to convert her own try. So just to the right of the sticks. Takes it quite far back, but that's the style she likes.
Yeah, I'd be kicking that from a 10 if it was me, but...
Yeah, me too. And Nicole Stewart, anyway, she gets the goal, so we shouldn't be doubting her favour. So that's a great start for the Barrow team. 11 minutes gone. And Barrow Raiders 6, St Helens 0. St Helens, they don't look the numbers themselves, to be fair. They as we said, 3-4 errors now that have come out of the Saints team, and we mentioned in the warm-up, didn't we, that we perhaps didn't see them in full sort of focus on the game, and I don't know, has Wembley taken it out of them?
And it's probably not the nicest place for a team like St Helens to come up to Barrow, long journey on the coach in the morning after Wembley last week. I guess you couldn't go from any 2 different scenarios, but it'd be interesting to see what they've got in the tank and what they've got ready to pick this up, because something for them is they won't be used to going behind, will they?
No, I mean, they are a champion side. I fully expect them to come back and put in the hard work, and that's what champion sides do, but it's pleasing that so far the Barrow team's competitive. We've had that game at Wigan where we weren't, and even Lee for periods at the start we weren't. Another great run from Nicole Stewart. She's certainly proven a handful for the Saints defence. Beth Lindsay works at dummy half. A little bit slow. Could have been a 6 again there perhaps, but it was more slowness getting up, to be honest. Sturzaker makes a run over the halfway line. A little bit pedestrian, but Carrie-Anne Smith finds Vanessa Temple. A nice ball on the wing. He's lurking, it's Claire Hutchinson, and unfortunately she's lost that in a tackle, and away comes Amy Highcastle, and I don't know if that was an attempted offload or just lost, but either way, Saints have got the ball in hand.
Yeah, can't quite see how close we were at the touchline there, so maybe she thinks she's going out and just tried to fling it back in, but ends up in somebody's hands you probably don't want it to end up in, but luckily they've managed to stop her inside their own 40.
Yeah, absolutely.
She can kill you from anywhere, can't she? Let's be honest.
Yeah, and it's so much she's proved throughout the years, so much strength, and she's got no little speed for someone with that size as well. So She is a danger. Great tackle again from Marley. The workhorse in the Barrow pack, and she'll get through a mountain of work today. And Cunningham takes it on, nice inside ball. And again, Marley's there, Pattinson's there. Barrow doing really, really well at the moment. Matter's head, nice little break. Is there a hand in there? No, maybe not. Yeah, I think there was. Referee didn't spot it, but he got the signals from the touch judge there. So
Thought we were going to get away with that one.
Yeah, I think there was a hand, to be fair. And that's a scrum.
And I don't think she actually needed to pass there. I thought she looked like she was just escaping that tackle and probably could have got out of it and gone herself.
Yeah, absolutely, I think so. But another chance for Saints now to build some pressure. They've got that ball on the 30-metre line. And they've got some nice shape set up there. We need to be on their best defensive mettle if they're going to keep Saints out now.
Yes.
Again. An error by the Settle side, but
I said she hasn't touched that.
to be fair, I don't think she did. Well, that's my view anyway. But it was Rachel Woozy got back and actually evaded a tackle, and it looked a little as though she might have got skirted in down the touchline, but again the Barrow cover came across and
and that was good shape on it. So they had the overlap there. They did us for numbers. It was just execution of that last pass. So Barrow are going to have to watch out for that.
Yeah, I don't think we should underestimate the win today, because the shape was really good and the pass went astray, but there is a strong wind right to left as the viewers will see it, and obviously that's gone behind the Saints player with those effects. So Cunningham taking it forward, just short of the 20. And again, nice shape, Faye Gaskin taking the line on, a couple of dummies, almost up to the Barrow 10. We go right, the back's to Lely. Erin Scott, forced backwards by the Barrow defence, only 2 or 3 yards out before she was tackled, but then pushed her a couple of yards further away. Saints very much building pressure. Gaskin again. Oh, lovely line from Rudge. But there's a lot of space on the left for St Helens if it goes through hands. Gaskin and Hardcastle. Well, the defence holds firm. And again,
I thought he'd give a penalty, but he said hand over fifth.
Hand over, 6 tackle there, and turnover. Barrow again, we'll be very pleased with that. 16 minutes on the clock. Already 6 St 0. Absolutely delighted. Amanda Wilkinson will be with the start that we've had. Saints coming back into the game. There will be a handful, we know that.
I think pressure gets you a little bit, because I thought they had an opportunity there for both centres to find both wingers, and they'd have been in the corners, but tried to go themselves.
Mia Dobson bringing it away. Lindsay waiting a dummy half. Lindsay shows and goes. Another couple of yards, but they're finding it hard going, getting out. Carry on Smith, Sturziker, typical Sturziker run. And the fouls comes first, and we're at the 20.
That's good that from Emily.
Tad on the fullback into play.
Shauna looks like she's getting ready to put a big shot on someone.
Absolutely. We're at the last tackle. We've gone through our set. Okay, we haven't made loads of ground, but the wind's going to help us with a kick. Great kick and a good chase as well. We've got Temple and Hutchinson. Fantastic tackle by Hutchinson. So we've pinned them in the 20.
Looked like on a normal day that kick was going to hold up, and then you forget about the wind and it just travels probably another 40 metres.
Yeah, you probably don't have to make as much ground coming out this half, because the kick will do it all by itself with the wind. So as long as you can retain possession and get to the kick is the main thing, and that's what Barrow did.
Yeah, and I'd be looking for some early doors 40-20s in this wind, because if you kick it from into that right-hand corner, then it's on all day long.
Yep.
Nice short ball from Cunningham.
can see the Saints team. They've got some good shape, but at the moment, you know,
Go.
oh, that was lovely. Oh, that was another error.
Go.
Wow. It's Motta's head is causing some problems at dummy half. Again, maybe another dummy from there might have been the thing to do, but Shona Hars put it down, and I don't know what the completions were, but the St. Helens coach will be pulling his hair out if he had any. It's I don't know, it would be a lot less than 50%, I would have thought, from St. Helens, whereas by contrast, I think it's only the Claire Hutchinson offload when she was perhaps going into touch that have seen Barrow not complete a set.
Yeah, and it's a funny thing, pressure, isn't it? And it's obviously is getting underneath Saints' skin a little bit, and them easy kind of catch and pass, what they've been so good at, are just not coming off at the minute.
Yeah. This Barrow side are growing confidence. The longer the scoreline stays at 6-0, we're now at 19 minutes on the clock. Nicole Stewart finds Emily Sturziker, and again another strong run from Sturziker, taking on the Saints defence.
Leah Clough's on now. She'll come and make some big meters.
Yeah, well, Leah Clough, I'd have thought, almost certain to be a starter, but coming on as an impact player is just as good for the Barrow team, and we don't lose anything by that interchange. In fact, we've probably gone up a notch, to be honest.
Yeah, not to give some kind of inside secrets away, but Mia usually deals better with starting rather than coming off the bench, and then Cloughie is coming on with that impact. So
yeah, and there she is again. That's the second involvement in 3 players. We're on the last tackle.
When do you start thinking about a 1 point already? Chip one over, Nicole.
And a little poor pass from dummy half means we're going to get trapped on the last tackle. But I don't think that's the worst thing in the world, because with this strong win, you're in danger giving 7 tackle sets away by kicking it dead. And running it on the last play isn't a bad option when you're running with the wind. Obviously, when we're attacking the other way, it'll hold up, and a kick's probably a better option. But that's we're just inviting now Saints to come out, aren't we? And so far, they've had some problems coming out.
Yeah, I think, again, you keep them down here in their own end, and if we can force an error again and then transition into an attack, Barrow will be really happy with that.
So there's Darcy Stock there looking as though she's in a little bit of trouble, and it's been replaced.
Probably a substitution there. Barrow don't want to see Vicky Whitfield coming on the field.
No, again, that's another you'd expect to be a starter under normal circumstances. But again, coaches look to have a strong bench as well as a strong starting lineup, and sometimes they want impact rather than going all guns blazing from the off.
Yeah, I think this is where people's legs just start to get a bit of jelly in them. 20 minutes into the first half, and someone like Vicky Whitfield coming on, Leah Clough, they can have a massive impact with minutes in the tiring middle. Yeah,
I mean, we've just seen Carrie-Anne Smith missed the tackle, and maybe a little bit of tiredness there. Cunningham again takes the line on, and as she's done throughout the whole career, she's got players in support, and that doesn't happen by accident. She's talking to them players and asking them to run the lines, and that's what's happening.
Yeah, I think this St. Helens team, they've been together a long time now, haven't they? And
another
mistake.
Cunningham this time with a loose pass round Hardcastle's ankles, and Saints coach will not be happy so far, and Amanda Wilkinson will be absolutely delighted with the pressure that Barrow have been putting on the team. Really, they're in the faces, and they're doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, I've made a pact with a few of the girls. If they win today, I've got to go to a party in Huddersfield tonight, and I really don't want to go to the party, but I really want Barrow to win.
Wow. M62 on a Saturday, I don't know if it's as bad as weekdays. It's Carrie-Anne Smith taking the line on. Off Pat again. We've got Beth Lindsay working at dummy half. Leah Clough again getting in the action, and good contact. Lindsay to Marley, breaks a tackle, and great offload to Sturziker. Sturziker, as I say, that handoff comes out every single time, makes a few more yards, and they're
getting angry, heads are going in.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lack of composure with this St. Helens team, whether or not it's in attack and now in defence. aggression's fine as long as they don't give away penalties. And at the moment, they're on the right side, but frustration can be a strange thing.
Substitution for Barrow Raiders ladies, the interchange for 13 Cold Spirit. Is number 18 from Harlem.
Just hands, Beth.
That's what I talked about earlier. You know, these kicks with his strong wind.
3-on-1 she had there. All she had to do was go through hands.
And then what do we find out? We find out it's touched the Saints player and they played it. So we're having a talk with the touch judge. The referee was just about to give a drop out there. I don't know if he's going to change his mind. It didn't look a great kick to be. No,
she's give it.
She gave a drop out. I'm not sure about that. To be honest, not sure it was played out if he did touch a Saints player, but I'm not an advocate of kicking on the last tackle on these strong winds. You've got to be, really delicate. Has that gone 10? It has. And I think that's a knock on from the Barrow player, as it Saints first. We'll have to wait and see.
Yep, Barrow scrum.
Yeah,
and all this is just eating down the time.
Yeah, and I said Barrow needs to go in half time with a lead, and with only 11 minutes remaining on the clock, that could well be the case. Certainly the Barrow team look the more likely at the moment to score points. And so far, a fantastic performance from the Barrow team.
And look, and whatever the result ends up being in this game, Amanda always talks about performance.
Yeah,
and this will just give them confidence going into the coming weeks into the season.
Yeah. I mean, we've had a lot of change of personnel, and it's going to take some time to get used to the pace of the Super League. For the 4 or 5 new faces that we've got, that's just one of them there. Parker taking the tackle. She's come through the systems really with our reserve team. And Morley, nice ball to Clough. And Barrow attacking
Morley again. Let's go.
Yeah, Morley could well score it. No, they've missed her out, but she is dangerous from close range. Todd Hunter has she gone behind the player? Yes, she has. I think the referee was almost telling her to give herself up, but she didn't take heed, and unfortunately that's a penalty to the St Helens team.
And that's that little bit of inexperience we talk about. We've got someone like Toddy playing at full-back for her first season with a role that's kind of quite critical, so just knowing the game a little bit better and understanding what she needs to do in those situations.
Yeah, I think if she'd have started a little bit wider, she wouldn't have gone around the back. I'm not convinced she's causing obstruction as such, but you run the danger when you run behind the back of players that you're going to give a penalty away. And since they're running with some vigour, but we'll see how this set unfolds. Naomi Williams there with the run. Cunningham again, as always happens, a nice short ball from Cunningham. Shauna Hall and there, but it's nice Parker there and Capstick. You can see they're growing in confidence. Capstick took someone out late again, and that's going to be the second penalty that she's given away for the exact same thing. And that's something that Amanda Wilkinson needs to have a word with her about, because you just can't get away with those sort of things.
This is where I'd be going bonkers if I was on the pitch right now.
Yeah, I guess you look to your captain to say to the inexperienced players, don't do those stupid things and invite pressure, because St Helens are rattled here. Shauna Hoyle, she's rolling her sleeves up, making many runs, but so far, not breaking the line. Jodie Morley again on the scene in the defensive stakes. Inside ball. Vicky Whitfield. Morley again. Over the top tackling, Cuff underneath.
Just drop that.
And another good call, Jodie. And wow.
St Helens fans won't be paying to watch us again if we keep getting so excited about Barrow scoring.
No, we're trying very hard to be... Sorry? Yeah. We're trying very hard to be impartial, but it's difficult. Sorry about that. To all you Saints viewers, you've got a fantastic team. And League Leaders Challenge Cup in 2024, and I'm sure you go well again this season. So you can spare us. Now then. Saints have pushed at a scrum and caused a knock-on at the back there, I think. Beth Lindsay feeling the whole weight of the Barrow pack on top of her, and she's knocked on, unfortunately. So this is another scrum taking on the 20, St Helens, head and feed. And immediately you see some good shape from St Helens. They look a well-drilled side. It's just execution at the moment, really. It's not how they're set up. They're set up really well, and let's see how they go here. And
oh, that's poor.
yeah, there's Phoebe Hawke over in the corner. As I said at the scrum, they were well set up. They didn't really have the overlap. Really, the Barrow defence failed to slide, but Phoebe Hawke had too much place once she got on the outside and in at the corner. And we'll just take another look at that.
Oh, mate, saying he's knocked it on.
There's something going on repart there. I'm not too sure what that was. Have you got any idea, Jodie?
I don't know if her cap has gone sliding in with knees after she scored the try.
May well be. Yeah. And so back with it, and Faye Gaskin's got a really difficult conversion attempt here. Not least because she's on the touchline, but the strong wind facing her. She'll do really well if she manages to get these 2 points.
I'm expecting a boomerang type kick here. On its way and then bounces back. I could be wrong.
If she missed the try line, she'll have done well. Oh, she did fantastically well, to be fair. Really good attempt there by Faye Gaskin, but the kick is actually missed. It's off the uprights, crossbar, and that's Barrow 6 and St Helens 4. While the replay was ongoing, viewers will miss that there was an incident went on report there. We think Chloe Capstick went in late on the try scorer. Not 100% sure, but Chloe's wound up a little bit today. I don't know. She's already given away 2 penalties, and potentially she's gone on report there for a late contact on the try scorer. But she may have a trip to the disciplinary on Tuesday night or whenever we get to find out if she's in trouble or not. I'm sure they'll have a look at that. So this is Highcastle running, and St Helens have got some new vigour about them. A little bit of holding down, but
what a try can do for you. So we'll see how much energy they've got for the last 10 minutes of the start.
You can definitely see that Saints have come out on this set of 6, stronger team. Sean Hoyle there. To be fair to her, she's ran well all day. Cunningham waiting at dummy half. And she's just taking the line on. She has some good shape, but I think St Helens have sent themselves just, some hard drives. We've got ourselves on the scoreboard. Mottershead again. She's been dangerous throughout. So good. That's back to where the first set really started. St Helens did really well to finish the set. Barrow tackled well. That's a tough one for Todd Hunter to take. She's got a bit of time though, and retrieves the ball, having not got it on the full. And probably relatively pleased with that they've managed to sustain and repel the attack. Hutchinson's made half break there.
I think she'll be glad that kind of went away from her arms, because it didn't look like catching it, did she?
No, she didn't at all, and I think it should have gone for it. It would have been a scrum. And Mottershead with an injury, just made a nice break, but looks as though there's been some head contact or neck, but the thumbs up from the physio, so she's good to go, good to continue.
I was having a little look on this edge before and then just realised it is Zoe Harris that's missing from the usual right edge of Saints, and she's just running the water on now, so that's a big miss for them on this edge, and hopefully she hadn't picked up an injury last week, but or they're just giving one of the younger players a shot on this side. Yeah,
I mean, obviously there's no denying there is a big 4 and the bottom 4, and coaches will perhaps look to rotate when they're playing the likes of Barrow, but we've given a good account of it ourselves today. Capstick going a little bit sideways. Parker taking on the defence. I think the key for Barrow is just get to the end of the set. The wind will do the rest in this half with a kick. Harley. That's a little bit high. She got to the end of the set and she's done well to take that. And again, we haven't got to the kick, and that's criminal, really. 0 tackle. Marley comes in and flops down on Williams, but wow. Cunningham again.
I think Beth Pratt had a little look over out of the side of the corner where I was coming out of there. And
maybe a little bit deeper because, you don't really need the field position. We're quite out for numbers here. Hardcastle's got Woozy on the right, on the left, I should say, and she's lost it, Woozy. Got it in a touch as well, so good slide, good recovery in the end. Made up for the error from Beth Pat.
Yeah, and that's the benefit you get of having Ness back in the line. So I know she's playing in the number 1 shirt this year, and we slipped her in at full-back at the back end of last season, and she did such a good job there. But at the start of this season, I just think that the change in personnel in the Barrow lineup, her missing out of the line has been really felt. So they've put her back in last week and this week, and that's what you get out of her, is that recovery tackle down that edge. So great work from Ness.
I think the theory was that we need Vanessa Temple with more hands on the ball, don't we? And away at full back, it just wasn't happening. So she's already proved a danger this half. The one-on-one steal, for example, gave us great field position. Kelly from that. Stirs okay again. Another strong run. Numbers in the tackle.
She gets her arm free so many times, Emily. I would like to see her just take a little bit of a risk sometimes and make that offload.
I think you call for a 40-20, and I think this is, the perfect position now.
Yeah.
There's no fullbacks back. The fullbacks back, obviously, but the wingers aren't. A little bit of accuracy, and we could make some yardage. But what's happened is, come up with the error, and you're inviting pressure. And
we're being our own downfall at the moment. We've started to creep up with errors, and
probably first 6, 7, 8 sets were squeaky clean. And now we're inviting pressure, and you don't need to invite set-ons to have pressure. They're a good enough team without that. And, can we keep them at bay, go into the lead at half-time, or inevitably, as you keep playing in this zone, set-ons will score points. If we come to the right sense, there's walk-ins, probably start to spread themselves out a little. Both sides, actually, they're short on numbers, and poor execution again, though.
Get her in touch.
And Woozy again. Just short. But there are numbers for Saints if they use the ball. But to be fair, the Barrow defence is holding out heroically, really. And they've managed to sort out the frailties in the numbers. They're numbered up okay here. But we're into the corner. Phoebe Hawke in again for the second try. Capstick a little bit out of position.
Just spotted it now.
Ball watching. And unfortunately, we've gone again on the outside. Touch judges your friend, really, when you're faced with that. And you take your winger and force your player into touch. But she's given the outside and paid the price. And St Helens, 5 minutes to go before half time, have taken the lead, and we're just having a look at that try. Yeah, Saints, as you can see, with numbers.
I don't think we're back on yet.
Yeah, Gaskin again with the attempt to convert. Identical position to the first try. Really good attempt on the first effort. Let's see what happens. If she does as well as last time, I'll be surprised. It's still gusting around really strongly, this win. And again, proves a really difficult kick. And St Helens, though, they've taken the lead just before half-time. Barrow Raiders 6, St Helens 8. On the balance of play, probably slightly against the run.
Yeah, I think Barrow's been their own downfall in the last 10 minutes. A couple of errors started to creep in, and then what clever teams do, so they've spotted that something's not quite right out on this edge between Shannon and Kappa, and a good team will just go and go and go again. So let's expect to see lots of ball coming down that edge to Phoebe Hook as the first half finishes and the second half starts, I imagine.
Yeah, I think they've spotted what has been the only weakness really in the Barrow defence. That centre wing combination and not quite taking the right players. Salehi, who's a great tackle by Marley, but a good run from Salehi coming out there. Clough involved in the tackle, Fran Harley involved in the tackle, Carry-on Smith. Decent run though. Saints have got the tails up now. Aaron McDonald there, taking the tackle. And they're coming there again to the Barrow left. Did have numbers, but choosing to take the tackle.
Forward pass.
Certainly wasn't expecting it there, Aaron McDonald. Thought he might have gone out the back. Again, a decent set, both sides tackling well, and they've got to the end of the set. And Hardcastle, faced by Temple, nice ball outside. And the Saints are starting to cut loose now. Oh, nice pick up as well on the run from a wayward looking pass, but we've got to the end of the set. And Barrow will be relatively pleased with that. They got caught out on the flank, probably expecting a kick. But not a bad tactic in these conditions to run the ball from St Helens.
I don't think she needed to pass, did she, Woozy? I think she was through. I didn't see a defender in front of her before when she passed that ball.
So there's been a change there on the Barrow side with Leah Cotter now coming in at dummy half. I guess Beth Lindsay's departed. It's Kelly Friend, number 8 on the back, but playing in the centre. Cotter finds Hutchinson.
Oh.
Did we go across the horizontal? Probably not. Good tackle from Hardcastle. Stirs a cat. So it's all about finishing the sets for Barrow. As soon as they started making errors, they're inviting the Saints pressure, get to the kick, and they've been fine. And this is hard to kick then, but hey. The Clough. I keep repeating myself, but this is a perfect for the 40-20 here. And there, the half-time hooter goes. Barrow 6, St Helens 8. Barrow opened the scoring. Nicole Stewart going in just to the right of the post. Stewart converted for a Barrow 6-0 lead. At that point, St Helens were making a lot of errors, and Barrow were pretty much squeaky clean, a high completion rate, but the errors started creeping in to the Barrow side, inviting the pressure, and that's resulted in 2 tries. Phoebe Hook going on the outside of Capstick on two occasions, and scoring in the corner for 2 tries for St Helens. So they've taken the lead, 8 points to 6. But Jodie, Barrow have got to be pretty pleased and proud of the effort they've put in. They're playing a top side. Okay, they've just come on the back of a cup final defeat, but at the end of the day, they were league leaders last year. They Challenge Cup winners last year. They've already turned York over, drawn with Leeds. So they're still a very good side, and you've got to be reasonably pleased with the effort that the Barrow team are putting.
Oh yeah, massively. I think Barrow will be over the moon with that first half performance, albeit disappointed to concede 2 pretty soft tries in the corner. And I never thought I'd be stood here at half time being pretty disappointed with losing 8 points to 6 against St Helens. But yeah, 2 soft tries really. Not much else kind of damaged Barrow in that first half, but in that last 10 minutes I think we were our own downfall, and as soon as our errors started to creep in, exactly like Saints did for the first 20 minutes, they've been able to get on top, and it's going to be a really tough second half with Barrow against the wind, but hopefully they can go and get a good talking to in the changing rooms and come out with the same fight in the second half as they showed in the first.
So, what in terms of preparing for the second half, what do you think Amanda's going to be saying to the team? Obviously, if I was in that dressing room at the start of the first half, I'd have been kicking it a bit more, but kicks aren't going to be half as much effective in the second half. Is it just completing your sets, and or will she have some other tactics up her sleeve, do you think?
No, I think completion, and I think what's worked really well for Saints in that first half is running the ball on the fifth against the wind. It's a really good tactic to use here at Craven Park, but I would like to think that Saints we've been screaming for Barrow to do a 40-20 for the whole first half. I think we'll see a few from Saints in the second with smart players like Bergaskin.
Yeah, I guess the only time they perhaps won't do that if they make so many good yards and they don't actually need to do a 40-20. Sometimes good teams don't do a lot of 40-20s because they find it relatively easy to get out from their own line. So on that respect, but it's a strange one in the wind, especially with it. Sometimes kicking it those 7 tackle sets can kill you. But it's going to be really difficult for the Barrow team to get out. But I just think they can hold their heads high after the 40 minutes. They've just got to repeat the effort that they put in for 40 and tackle well, complete sets, and whatever the scoreline will be, the scoreline will be. But it's all about effort, really, and performance.
Yeah, effort and performance, and I think that is what we do with the pride on the jersey about being at Craven Park. We've always spoke about it in our DNA for a long time, and we've got to make teams not want to come here, and we've got to make it tough when teams come here, no matter who they are. And I'd like to think that kind of coming to Barrow teams, look forward to it because we always welcome people and they come and get great hospitality, but I don't want to go to Barrow and play against Barrow.
Yeah, they can have a nice bit of food and a drink afterwards, and we'll do some speeches and look after them like we would do, a proper Super League club. But whilst they're on the field, they're going to get a bit of biff and some tough contacts, and we're at the end of the day renowned for being tough Cumbrian players, and no one likes coming to Barrow, so long may that continue.
Yeah, and I think as players, that's what we also pride ourselves on here, is the pride of playing for your hometown club, or Amanda likes the DNA of we're all Cumbrian and we're bred differently in Barrow and Cumbria, so everybody has that up the locker, and when you're playing at home it does feel different. We don't have the kind of state-of-the-art facilities, we don't have the great gym or kind of wrestling rooms that the other clubs have, but walking out of your hometown on this pitch is something special, and I think the young ones coming through. We've just had Highfield Tigers playing a curtain raiser before this game, and that's the next generation of talent who hopefully are just kind of itching and can't wait to get playing here on Craven Park, and that's what we've got to keep in the dream, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about what's coming through. You're involved with the under-15s, the under-16s, the under-19s. There's a few of them been chosen for the elite camps, certainly on the pathway of performance. So that's the next generation, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think that's my chance to give a little bit back to the club and a little bit back to the kids coming through. Like, my time of playing's finished now, but if I can have a little bit of influence across them and, like I said, give them reasons why it's special to play for Barrow and why it's special to walk out of that tunnel playing for your hometown club, then as well as coaching them some good rugby skills and make some good players out of it, then yeah, we've done a small part into making that happen. And what Barrow have got to do to allow those kids to come through is, I think we're about 2 years away from having that natural progression and that constant churn of talent coming through. So we've got to survive for 2 years, and then hopefully we can start bringing in some talent through the pathways.
When you look at the men's team, we've obviously got our Furnace Raiders that have been set up now for 7 or 8 years, and we always say in the men's team that we get one a year minimum coming through as a 19-year-old, and after 10 years we've got 10 first-team players all running around that have come through the systems. And if we can replicate that with the under-19 girls, pathway to performance girls, and maybe even more of them coming through, because I look at Wigan, all those that number of girls who have come through a teenage, and they set the game on fire, really, haven't they? And why can't we do that?
Yeah, I think that it's got to grow from the community club. So at the moment we've only got really one community club, two at a younger age group in Barrow, pushing the kids through, and the likes of Wigan and Saints have probably got 20-30 community clubs to go and pick the talent from, so that's where they're a step ahead at the moment of where we're at. But it's growing. More girls are wanting to pick up a rugby ball. We've got our young girls doing some camps here at Barrow now in the holidays and things. So yeah, we're growing. Not at the speed of Wigan and St Helens and the top clubs. They've got the brand to sell, and yeah, but we're getting there.
Absolutely. Right, Steve. Oh, welcome back for the second half. Barrow Raiders 6, St Helens 8. Women's Super League. Jodie, good first half.
Excellent first half. I don't think Barrow could have asked for much more than that, other than stopping the 2 tries going in the corner would have been nice, but
Yeah.
we can all hope, can't we?
Yeah, so I've got Jodie Litherland with me. I'm Steve Neale. We're making our debuts on Coventry, so bear with us. St Helens kick off, and That's Crawford there with the ball. She must have just come on at half time.
Yeah, she's waited a long time for this.
And Jodie Crawford come back, having had a baby. And Sturzika, the captain, straight into the heart. As we said just before half time, and it's all about completing sets, plenty of effort. Already the heads are held high. Morley there, nice offload to Clough. Kicks won't be as effective this half with the wind. Pattinson, Todd Hunter. But if you get to the end of the sets, Saints ran a bit and were effective at the start of the first half, and maybe that's the thing to do. Again, is that Clough? Met by some very, very strong defence from the Saints side. But we've got to the last. Let's see what happens kicking wise, or whether or not we do play a running game. Now, there is a kick, and it's on the floor, which isn't a bad tactic in the conditions. Half a fumble there from Salili, but she's picked it up clean, and a nice tackle from Temple. There's a Carry On Smith down there. The key thing now is moving up in defence, getting in the faces. It's a little bit more difficult. But again, another error from St Helens. And to be fair to the Barrow team, they were in the faces. You know, the line speed, obviously early in the half, the energy is still there. But they put some pressure on there.
Yeah, all we asked for, didn't we, at half-time was completion. So there's box 1 ticked. And then if we can force Saints into another few errors in the second half, box 2 ticked. Box 3, let's score the next points.
Yeah, why not? Get the lead and keep the lead.
And, you know, sometimes playing when the wins against you like this, it just makes you look after the ball a little bit more. And you think there'll be more errors because you're playing against the wind, but then you become tidier with the rugby ball. So hopefully we see that from Barrow in the second half.
Yeah, I think sometimes passing can be easier when you're going into the wind. Nice pass there from Carry On Smith. Not the most stylish pass, but it was effective. And fine Claire Hutchinson. Cottier again at Smith. Sturzika, handoff as we mentioned, straight away. And she's made yards. Saints looking round, thinking maybe there was an obstruction, but I don't think there was. It's quite a nice bit of shape there from Barrow. Todd Hunter. And that's Parker.
They slide really well, don't they, in defence, and I think that comes from a lot of talk. We can hear them up here on the gantry. Barrow are quite a quiet team. I know Amanda's been trying to get at them to talk a bit more to each other.
Nice outside ball there from Pattinson to Clough. Again, we've got to the end of our set. Pattinson again. This time a high kick. Hutchinson catches it. Offloads. Kelly Friends. Kelly Friends, has that gone backwards? He's giving it forward. But it was the last tackle anyway. But we've got to the end of the set. It's 100% second half. And St Helens will play the ball about 12-13 metres away from their own post try line, and they'll try and bring it away in the shape of Caitlin Casey.
Yeah, good work from Marker, Kelly.
Saints know they're in a game.
She just doesn't look quite right, Vicky Whitfield, does she? I think every time she's gone into contact, she's been struggling to get back up onto her feet.
Yeah, and there's an injury there. Doesn't look in great shape at all. Cunningham. Well, that's a good tackle, I thought. Well, it was shoulder for me, if not chest. And I should have known about it if it was a head, but referee's giving a high shot, so we'll just get on with it. There should be plenty of metres from this kick.
Not going.
If the winger was a bit further back, we might have got a hand to that. But we weren't in position. Hutchinson, not quite there. And Saints now.
Danger.
Yeah, Hardcastle looks as though she's going to take on her own, and she does. Well, that looks a bit high again from Friend. But Hardcastle's shrugged it off. Piling the pressure on now on the short side. A nice inside ball and a nice try. Rachel Woozy comes in off a wing. And lovely inside pass, and the other winger's got in the act now. And so it's first real adventure into the Barrow half, and we've got we'll have another look at that try now.
Tries ball for St Helens. Number 18, Rachel Woozy.
So it's out to the left, nice inside ball. Winger on the handle run, found the gap, and no one there in the Barrow defence to stop it. So 12 points to 6, and with the wind in their favour, I expect Fair Gaskin to extend the lead. Time will tell. 20 metres, 15 metres to the left of the post. No,
Ooh.
She skewed it wide.
You can keep saying that.
So yeah, put the mockers on that one. So still within 6, still within a score.
She's a really good goal kicker, Faye Gaskin, so she'll be really disappointed that she hasn't put that one over, especially because it keeps it only at one try in it.
Yeah, I think realistically, if it gets to more than a score ahead, especially with the wind, it's going to be tough for Barrow to get back in it. But 6 points, hope is still there. Pattinson with the kick, and again, Morley. Has Morley come off yet? She's putting a stint in. Great contact, and forcing the St Helens player back. Cunningham this time again. Runners always with Cunningham, no matter what happens. Whether she takes it on her own or she finds the runner and finds the players out the back, she must be very vocal on attack, and she's there again. And this time she's intent on taking the ball forward towards the halfway line. Good D from Sturzik, joined by Cottier. A bit of a weather pass, but it's
fallen in their arms.
Yeah, Hoyle's found it. Nice tackle from Capstick though, and Parker's involved as well. Saints looking dangerous. Showing Hoyle again. She's ran well throughout, and we're talking about a ball steal there. I'm not convinced, but hey, Leah Clough involved. Said it's a rip.
If it was Cloughie, it was definitely an accident. She hadn't got a ball stealing her.
But I agree.
But again, it just mounts pressure, doesn't it? So they're getting on the front foot now, Saints, and look dangerous with the shape that they've got set up to the left.
Yeah, you can tell with the wind at the back, they're running a little bit harder, they're making more ground, which makes the next run that little bit easier, and you can run that little bit stronger for the next run and the next run and the next run, and that's what St Helens are doing.
Bit of a scruffy play the ball there.
So Ely, good tackle from Hutchinson. She's coming in off the wing there. Made great contacts on the full-back. Hardcastle though, lovely ball from Hardcastle. Rachel Woos is in for a second. Great try from St Helens. The wingers are the two tries apiece for the St Helens wingers, and that was a really good play there. We're going to have another look at that on the replay, but the lead's extended, 16 points to 6.
Tries ball for St Helens, number 18, Rachel Woozy.
So that was just really smart play, wasn't it? I think they've recognised the play before that the winger's gone in and jammed in and then stuck at marker, and they've just gone the short side and caught Barrow out for numbers. So,
yeah, I mean, I think all the tries they've spotted some weaknesses on the Barrow flanks. To be fair to Barrow, they've been pretty strong defensively in the middle as Gaskin lines up this kick. Tough one from the touchline. Wind in her favour. Keep talking about the wind, but it is really strong today.
She'll probably nail this one from the touchline now after missing that last one.
Hooked it again to the left. So the score remains Barrow Raiders 6, St Helens 16. As you say, though, the Saints team have spotted some weaknesses on the flanks.
So here at the Northern Competition Stadium, Barrow Raiders ladies 6.
Yeah, and Rachel Woos is probably not one of the most well-known Saints players for people that are watching, but what a job she does for the team. I think I've seen her filling in multiple positions across the park for them, and must be great to have players like that in your ranks who are just ready to go whenever you needed. Players missing, so they just fill in and bring some brilliance wherever they play, whether it's the centres, wing.
Yeah, I mean, she's finished on the outside there. First try, she's been clever enough to spot the inside run where the gap was, and Saints come again, got the tails up, and running with some vigour now. Vicky Whitfield, and the yards are coming a little bit easier this half.
Stepped it up another gear, haven't they?
Cunningham takes the line on. Good shot from Clough.
Yeah, but finding the front.
Yeah, they play the balls that much quicker. Gaskin, inside dummy, then inside ball. Gaskin's getting herself on the left and starting to dictate play. Cunningham out the back. And Friends sucked in, but has made a good tackle on Hardcastle. So Saints now finding that shape as well. Down the short side.
That's it.
Tackle by Friend. And that's the last tackle. That's a turnover. So Barrow will be pleased with that, because sometimes when you score back-to-back tries, you really need to defend a set and then get yourself back going again.
Yeah, and look at the change in energy now as well. So Barrow, hands on hips, struggling to get numbers in, ready to show up for a run, and the game's definitely flipped on its head, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Lindsay's back on the field. Charlotte Todd onto there, take the ball up from full-back.
We haven't seen too much of Ness going forward this half, have we? So expect to see her get involved a little bit more.
She's done a bit defensively, but she is an attacking threat for us, and perhaps needs to have a hand on the ball a little bit more as Capstick takes it forward, coming in from the wing. Cottier, Pattinson, Clough. Good yards after contact from Clough.
Yeah.
And they got to the elastic again, which is pleasing. In the hands of Pattinson.
Rubber across the floor. Good decision.
And that's going to put some pressure on the fullback. Salili. And the chase is good.
Chase.
Parker involved. Clough involved. And then the line speed, pretty good. Sturziker involved. And Crawford there.
This must be the other young player that I didn't recognise the name of on the team sheet coming on now, number 24, Alex Bridge, I think.
Yeah, Alex Bridge has found herself on the field and now with the ball in hands.
Thought Amy Hardcastle had gone on the wing then, but I think she might have come in on the second row.
Yeah. Casey. That's Gaskin.
Nice offload again from Cunningham.
Whitfield again involved. But we're at the last. Let's see what Saints' kicking game is in the red zone, and that's probably not what they want to do. It's always a danger of kicking when they attack with the win. 7 tackles set now for the Barrow team, and hopefully we can get some field position and come away. Capstick goes on the run.
I don't think she knows where to take it from.
I'm not too sure if she knows. Lost the momentum now, but fair play. She's running it into the heart of the Saints defence.
Yeah, and we've said for a few weeks now that these young'uns, they've just got to learn fast, and there's no better way to learn than just getting thrown in at the deep end. So
yeah, we haven't got the benefit, have we, of the reserves anymore, and we haven't got the benefit of community clubs where we can breed some of these players. So some of them are finding their feet in Super League, which isn't ideal, but they're getting there. Did the ball come free there? I think it did. Loose carry there from Crawford. Don't know if there was a hand in there, probably not, to be fair.
I think she's used a bit of her experience there, Emily Rudge, and dislodged that ball with a certain part of her body.
Well, it's up to the ball carrier, isn't it, really, no matter if there's hands in there, you've still got to retain possession if you at all possibly can, because you're giving the referee a decision to make, and he's, okay, it might be 50-50, but often it goes against you, so keep hold of it if you at all can. Gaskin again is playing really well now. See Leary and Hook again. Got some pace to burn. Good cover though from the Barrow defence. Tackled 10 yards out, but the St Helens players are all set in great shape, and some of the Barrow players are just making their way back. And inevitably Whitfield's over. The Barrow defence not set. St Helens quickly into formation, and I think you saw a little bit of experience there that the transition, they got into shape really well after that break on the wing from Phoebe Hook.
Yeah, you just can't give a good team like St Helens space or time.
They exploited gaps in the Barrow defence. There was some good cover, to be fair, from the Phoebe Hook break, but the rest of the team didn't get back in time, and I'm pretty confident that Faye Gaskin's going to slot this one over. We'll just have a look at the replay. You see the Barrow defence not back in time, and Whitfield forcing her way over. 20 points to 6, and Gaskin with a relatively easy conversion to come. We might race this live. Right in front. Gaskin has converted. Yeah, so we've just missed the Gaskin conversion live, but she has slotted it over, so it's 22 points to 6, and it's probably a fair reflection to be on balance. The second half, the St Helens team have run that little bit stronger. They've had the wind at the back and the tails up, and they've shown that they are pretty clinical.
Possibly a good telling off at half time.
Yeah,
but they've come out in the second half and they've just played smart rugby, picked out Barrow's weaknesses, and then they've just executed and finished. I think that last one will be the most disappointing for Barrow, because all of the other tries have been conceded out wide, and that one was right underneath the sticks, which has given Gaskin the first conversion of the afternoon. So,
yeah, I think the errors have disappeared from the Saints game, and when they don't make errors, they're a pretty good side. And as with most sides, really, if you stay error-free, you're in pretty good shape. And now you're finding that they're doing the basics right, they're running hard, and finding the front.
Yeah, winning the ruck, getting a quick play of the ball, sending all the big guns in, and then they're playing off the back of it. So really simple but effective rugby.
Absolutely. Whitfield again. She's proven a handful. Not stopped. I think there's been at least 4 involved, and it took Jodie Morley to come back and get involved, and add her weight to the tackle before she was finally felled. Gaskin again. Nice little show and go from Gaskin. And that's probably the first real error of the half from her. She's been excellent, and didn't really need to offload. And Temple's come away with the ball. And it's now Barrow just need to regroup, make yards, find the kick, and put everything back into defence. I think there's an injury there. Head injury, physio's on. Can't quite see who it is.
I think she's got a boot in the face there.
Yeah, I think Shannon Parker's gone through in the tackle and caught her accidentally.
Shame for Barrow that as well, because I think Ness and Shannon both got a win at the play the ball there and was a bit on the front foot. So
yeah, I think for the first time this half, it looked like a set where we were going to make some progress. But obviously, we've got to stop for a head injury, and these days, concussion being at the forefront of the game, we can take no chances with head injuries. So we're stopping the play for that. But yeah, certainly we've lost a little bit of momentum, and hopefully we can pick that back up with Nicole Stewart return to the field, and she proved a handful first half, and hopefully she can make some good yards.
Yeah, halfway through the second half, let's hope that Barrow can finish as strong as they started that first half, and then everyone can go home happy.
Yeah, again, great contact from Stewart.
Barrow looks such a better team when she's on the field, don't they? And I just think that, I mean, they're getting 80 minutes out of Jodie Morley, so could they potentially get 80 minutes out of penalty?
Barrow away then. The referees give a strip. I just thought it was a conventional offload personally, but and Barrow could have carried on. I didn't really see a strip in there, but
I think wise decision not to kick for touchdown that edge as well in this
absolutely,
wind.
yeah. As you say, Morley's getting 80 minutes. Does Nicole need to improve her fitness slightly just to get that? You know, she's such a good player, but we're having to spell her at the moment, and you know, maybe we're not getting the best of her because of that.
Yeah, obviously in an ideal world you want your best 13 players on the pitch for 80 minutes, but rugby's a tough game, especially through that middle. But yeah, it would be nice to see Nicole on the pitch for bigger minutes.
Yeah, and Barrow have knocked on.
That looked like more of a strip than the one he gave a strip for on the previous one.
Yeah, probably, yeah, but we'll have to go with it. And Litherland take the scrum on the 50. So just over the halfway mark in the second half. Litherland have extended the lead from 8-6 at half time to 22-6, showing the dominance. Referees now saying Barrow don't have 6 players in the scrum. For me, the ref should just penalise Barrow. He doesn't have to coach them. It's up to them to get the numbers in. Erin's stop there.
Yeah, and I think it's little things like that where you can see a big difference between the two teams, can't you?
Yeah.
Barrow have got a lot of inexperience and people who need to learn pretty fast, and Saints are just so like regimented across the board. Everybody knows the role, everybody knows the game, everybody knows what they're doing. Probably been playing rugby since they were very young, most of them, and I think that's the difference between the top 4 and the bottom 4 clubs in general most of the time.
Yeah, good shot there. Leah Clough coming in at the back, and she would have felt that one.
Kelly, what are you doing?
And Kelly Friends just come out of position there. Jodie Cunningham took full advantage. And great try from Cunningham. Kelly Friend jumped the line, and when you're the Great Britain or England captain, you don't need any second invitation really, and found the hole in the Barrow defence. Charlotte Todd on her full back, couldn't really do anything about it. And we'll have another look at that.
Interchange for St Helens, replacing number 17, Caitlin Casey, was number 9, Katie Mottershead.
Do you want me to see if at the end I can go down and get some reaction?
Yeah, and Gaskin now lining up the kick. She's been unsuccessful at anything of range. Conditions are in her favour.
Looks like she sneaked that in a few yards as well.
Yeah, I think it's probably coming in about 3 or 4 yards from where the try was scored.
Oh, and then just in time the ball's fallen off the tee.
So currently 26-6. Hopefully the game won't get away. We won't hit sort of 40-50. Because I don't think Barrow have deserved that really with the effort that they put in. But by the same token, these top sides can score tries at will. And you won't be surprised if they can rack up another 3 or 4 more tries. And there you are, you'll be at 50 points. Gaskin with a conversion. And that's a great kick. About 10 metres in from the touchline. Takes the score to Barrow Raiders 6, St Helens 28. Great kick from Gaskin. hopefully the heads won't go down. It hasn't been really about effort. It's been about misreads at time and not having numbers and a little bit of fitness maybe for one of the tries. But all in all, I think the effort and the commitment's there, isn't it?
Yeah, Kelly's still looking for a taxi after the back of that one, so I don't know where she was going.
No, she's obviously trying to read the player that wasn't there, and again exploited. And that's what St Helens do. They're such a good team. And Nicole Stewart with a kick-off. Gaskin under it. And Casey. Oh no, it's Emily Rogers, isn't it, who comes away.
Yeah, they're just finding the fronts with ease, aren't they? Every play now. And
yeah. Oh, great shot. That's Leah Clough. Leah Clough, since she's come on, she's had a great game, hasn't she?
Yeah, that's the Leah Clough special. She'll be happy with that one.
Motorshead back on the field. She was dangerous in a spell in the first half, and already she started those little dummy half runs. Thankfully spotted that time. Cunningham taking the ball forward again. Keep talking about it. She's always got support on her. Always got support on her. And Whitfield is on her outside there.
Yeah.
And a kick from Saints, and I think that's going to find touch. So I think Barrow will be reasonably happy with that.
Yeah, a set completed without them scoring, so we've got to be happy with that. And when you see that 15 minutes on the clock, it should give them a little bit of lift and a little bit of energy just to kind of get to the end of this period now. We break the game down into period, so this is the last period for them to get through.
Yeah, I mean, St Helens so far this year they've had victory against York, draw with Leeds, and beating Huddersfield about 30-0, something around there, which probably an improved performance really from Huddersfield. Obviously last year we managed to do the double over them, but perhaps they've improved a bit this year and they've beaten Lee, haven't they? So things ebb and flow, I guess, in the standards within the women's game.
Yeah, and I think all people cry for, don't they, is that little bit more competitiveness within the division, and I think Saints will be more happy that they've come and had a more competitive game from Barrow today than 106 points against a team is never good for people looking in. Probably people not fully understanding what goes on in the women's game, but it's not what we want to see, and I think that the more competitive games we do see between the top and the bottom of the league, the better it is for everybody, players and spectators.
Absolutely. I think when we talk to St Helens coaching staff after the game, they'll be happy that Barrow gave them that first half. It doesn't do even the winning side any favours, winning by 60, 70, 80 points. And it's going to be a tough take, that. And ball caught in the wind. It's found the St Helens player, but could have been anyone's really. Was that a little knock on there? Yeah, I think it was. Alex Bridge, who's just come on the field.
And then I think as well for teams like Saints, it must be important to start bringing some of these young players through the ranks, because it's not often they're going to get the opportunity to give them game time in the bigger games, and if they want to have players coming through their ranks that develop and push the players that have been around for a long time, then they've got to start integrating them at some point. Yeah,
I mean, obviously there is that under-19 league this year, and all the clubs, and we're an exception, we have got under-19 squad, but we haven't got a team yet, and I don't think Lee have got a team either, although Featherstone have retained their under-19 team. They're going to have some games, and that's a way to bring them through as well, but I'm not sure where the quality is in that under-19 league. Is it as good as Boys Academy? Probably not at this stage, and there's some arguments that you've weakened some teams like Thatterweath by not allowing the girls to be registered with the community clubs as well. So the game is evolving. Temple now, that was a hand in there, says the referee, so that's back to 1. 0 tackle. And Lindsay goes on her own. Stewart again, we said she's the danger woman. Oh, Morley couldn't quite take it in. St Helens player has retrieved it, but the referee has decided that it's a knock-on. We'll have a scrum. We could have played on, really, because St Helens did have the ball. But I think Morley's taken a knock there as well. And she's had a great game, certainly defensively. She's put herself about, and trainer.
She must be getting to a point now where she's absolutely knackered.
Yeah, but she's putting her thumbs up. Full credit to her. I think once you get to 70 minutes, you probably want to play 80, don't you? You'd be a bit upset if you got taken off for the last 10 as a prop forward. And thumbs up from Christian.
Yeah, and it feels weird for me to say because Moz has come through the teams that we've had at Barrow since she was 15, 16 years old, but she's still one of our younger players in that squad and deserves everything that's coming her way, really.
Yeah, and Settlers from the scrum. Knock on. Settlers for that period in the second half, almost error-free, and the points came in abundance. But now, one or two errors again, and as I said before, if teams make errors, they'll invite pressure, and teams will score points. Okay, I don't think we're going to start scoring. We're certainly not going to get points to make up to 28. But it'd be nice if we got some sort of consolation, which will probably be at this stage. Tougher game with a good run.
Just be nice to finish the game with a bit of ball in hand, test a little bit of our attack and a bit of our shape, and take that into next week.
Yeah. Bath Patterson again to Parker. Parker's made some good yards there. Beth Lindsay at dummy half.
We just need to work on the pace of our play. The ball, I think, is probably a big
and again,
thing.
Nicole Stewart is proving such a dangerous player. She's got such upper body strength. And Morley.
Oh, right round the chops again.
A partner in crime. Are we going to get a penalty? No, we're not. But again, we're putting some pressure on. And Lindsay's trying to sneak over there. She got one in the grand final, didn't we, when we got promoted, but not this time. And tackled over the line, back to the 10. So it'll be interesting. We are in attacking position. Beth Patter, dummy half. Are we going to put in an attacking kick? And
is that fifth?
That was the last, yeah. Probably just fizzled out. Your dummy half's gone. Your halfback's gone in at dummy half. And who you've passed to hasn't really been aware that we're on the sixth tackle. You've got to be game aware, haven't you?
Yeah. And I think that comes from some of that inexperience. Again, we said it's gone. We've used our forwards so much because there's more experience in there than on the edges.
Hardcastle.
Difference now in the ability to get that ball out from 9.
Yeah, Mottershead's had a great game now in a second spell, but very dangerous in the first, and knows exactly what's coming for her. The troops are lining up, and
I think she's the best 9 in the comp by quite some way at the moment.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's Cunningham, support player, but she chooses to dummy. And Saints have got.
And I'm probably a little bit controversial on the Jodie Cunningham situation because, for me, I think she's the best one.
Well,
I like seeing her play at fullback, me.
I talked to Jodie after Las Vegas and she was very, very disappointed, but I think she should have had her head held high because, the amount of tackling that she did in that game, and I thought she, excellent. And just sometimes, you just have to admit you've been faced by a better team. But I still think she's international quality. You've watched today, every time she gets the ball, the support runners with her. And that's not an accident. That's talk that goes on. And obviously there's things that's gone on the training ground. She did play one quite a bit. And whether she's got the pace for one, I mean, obviously, we've got a number one at Wigan who's pretty electric, so I don't know about that, but
just like to stir a bit of controversy while we're on TV, see what some of the fans think while they're listening.
Yeah, I'd certainly keep her in the England scene. I think she's still one of our top players, and there was a little bit of social media criticism during the week after the Wembley performance about age and whatever else, and I just think it's totally out of order. I think these are top players who have been around for some time, and they deserve a little bit more respect, to be honest.
Yeah, and same goes for Wigan as well. I think that a lot of the talk has been all about the young players, all about this. But Wigan still had their senior internationals and their senior players leading that squad last week at Wembley, and I think that shouldn't go underestimated either.
Yeah, absolutely. Lindsay
That's
there. She made a nice little screen from dummy half, and I think she just got her arm pulled back as she tried the offload. And now Saints have got some great field position. And away they go again. Temple, I think, was trying to do a one-on-one again.
We haven't seen one this second half, so she's
And,
definitely due one.
And Gaskin. And Hutchinson in there with a great tackle.
But that's the winger turning again, so let's see if they recognise it and go left.
They haven't this time. Oh, have they? Mottershead, yes. She's switched on. And
No.
exactly as you called it, Jodie. Short, on the short side. The hooker's spotted it. Faint to go right, then gone left, and left about 4 or 5 bodies on the floor. And great. She deserved that, really, hasn't she? Mottershead. Fantastic try.
Yeah, I think she's been Saints' best player today.
And we're going to see a replay now.
Try scorer for St Helens, number 9, Katie Mottershead.
Maybe I'm a bit biased towards the 9, because I don't know if you ever know, Steve, but I always wanted to play 9, and Amanda would never let me.
I didn't know that. I think you'd have made a good 9, to be honest. But you were a good 7 as well, so we can't clone you, unfortunately, can we?
No, but as you got older and tireder, you always wanted to be in the middle.
Yeah. It's a bit easier to tackle, and you do a lot more tackling, but hey, you've got people around you, haven't you? There's not as difficult one-on-ones where you're defending the edges.
It's much easier to tackle someone when they're running at you rather than try to run around you. And the speed that some of the young ones were coming through, it got more difficult to tackle as they were running around you as the years went by.
Yeah, I still think you've got another year in you. You can have a year off and come back next year. Anyway, Gaskin's about to convert, or at least attempt to. So it's now 32-6 in the lead. Can it be 34? Yes, it can. Great conversion from Gaskin. And St Helens are now piling on the points. 8-6 at half time. 34-6 with 5 minutes to go. I don't think Barrow should be totally downhearted. They've had the moments, even in the second half, they've had the moments. But class tells in the end.
Yeah, I think so. I think it just kind of that they've been able to step up an extra gear and just turn it on a little bit more in the second half. And credit where credit's due, they're a good team out there across the board, and they've been able to show that in the second half.
Yeah, I think I'm just hoping it stays at 34. I think 40 would be an injustice, but you don't always get what you deserve in rugby league. You get what comes to you, and so you've just got to. If you don't tackle these last 5 minutes out, it's going to be 40, and that's as simple as that. But
yeah, because our line speed has gone to pretty much nothing at the moment.
Yeah, great run there from Rudge, who puts him on the front foot, and now we're rolling forward with Williams, and we've got to get back into the grind. I know there's 5 minutes to go, but look at the pace now of Hoyle. 3 tackles, 30-40 metres gained. Cunningham, dummy, she'll go. Stewart misses a tackle. Good tackle though in the end by Kerry-Ann Smith.
The quality of the ball from Acton Half is just absolutely class.
And she's just great cover in the end. But Mottershead's showing a class on the back of those 3 or 4 really strong runs. And they're going to do us out wide, I can tell you now. Oh, they never. Amy Hardcastle put the ball down. I put the mockers on her. And they had the numbers, didn't they?
Yeah, I think she probably thought then before she caught the ball of whether she was going to run it or pass it out to a winger again, and probably that's why she dropped the ball, because she thought about what she's doing next before she caught the ball first.
Yeah, maybe. I think we maybe got the benefit of the wind in the St Helens' favour there. It just sort of blew slightly. If you're giving her the benefit of the doubt, it's slightly blew ahead of her and failed to gather. Capstick again trying to clear her lines. But St Helens have got numbers in the tackle. Hutchinson right at dummy half. And again, the wingers are trying to get us out. Lindsay again involved. Pattinson on the left. Goes right with Morley. Morley keeps going. Pattinson. And the ball's hit the wing there. And Capstick, I thought it was going to be half a break, half a step, but quickly tackled. We made the last, completed a set, but it's going to be difficult to kick away from where we are. Lindsay, she's got a kick away. And Temple's come up with it. It's all a little bit frantic. Friends landed on it, They give a knock on, turnover. So now Barrow got to defend the line. 2 minutes to go. In the commentary box, we're hoping that it stays at 34-6, but Saints have got a really good field position. The Barrow numbers are not great on this left-hand side, set on his left, but they choose to go right with Cunningham again. Tackle from Friend. His friend moved in the middle. Seems to be out of a centre berth at the moment. Sean Hoyle again, taking it forward. The big guns from Saints are rolling forward. Rudge this time. So good D though. Again, Kelly Friend, I think she's moved to the middle, but we're short on the flanks. Oh, lovely short ball, and Jodie Cunningham's run a great line. And St. Helens are in again. Great line. Second try for Jodie, and we're at 38. So 40 will probably be, and you get what you deserve in this game. And St. Helens have turned on the star in the second half. Already at 30 points to nil, and could well be 32 for the second half. And we'll just have another look at that replay. We're not going to see a replay apparently, so we'll wait for Emily Rudge to see if we do get to the 40-point mark. Not long left. Not long at all. In fact, there was a second left. So there's the hooter. And we're going to see Emily Rudge. Faye Gaskin. Faye Gaskin, of course. Slot over. Conversion. And she's successful. So that's the final score here at the Northern Competition Stadium. Barrow Raiders 6, St. Helens 40. My mate Jodie has just gone down to the fields, and she's hoping to talk to one or two players. So we've got Jodie Cunningham, who's going down to the fields, going to talk to one or two players, and we'll get their reaction to the scoreline. As I said before, some pride in defeat, really. Certainly the first half when we turned around 8 points to 6 in deficit. Second half, St. Helens have shown the class. Strong wind at the back. And they've come away with a 40 points to 6 victory. Just going to see where my mate Jodie Litherland is.
How welcoming everybody is, how lovely everyone is, from all the players, the staff, the coaching staff, stewards, everything. So we actually really enjoy coming up here.
Right, Will. Thanks for coming up, and we hope we can survive this year to see you again next year. I'll just go try and get Emily Stairs from Barrow.
So while Jodie's trying to find our captain for some comment, Barrow Raiders next week, it doesn't get any easier. We travel to Leeds next Sunday, noon kickoff, so it's an early start for us, probably setting off at 7 a.m, but that's what we do in Cumbria. We don't have any local derbies, we're always on the road, so be another tough game, but I think Amanda Wilkinson is going to be pretty pleased with what she's seen today.
Yeah, while Amanda's just grabbing her team in for their huddle, I've just got Faye Gaskin and Shauna Hoyle with me, so we'll ask them how their day's been up here in Barrow, what they thought of the game.
Yeah, it's always a tough place to come to, Barrow, it is, and the girls work really hard, they're physical and tough, so we did the first 40 well, but yeah, they gave it to us.
Alright, Belle and Shauna?
Yeah, I thought Barrow were extremely aggressive. I thought they were really dominant in areas, and I felt like, their forward pack really, set their standard for their team. But, I'm really happy to get the win in Barrow. But the game, I'm really happy that they're in a level where we can actually have a really, really good competitive game. I think that's credit to Barrow as well.
Yeah, and I think that's what everyone's hoping for in the women's team. And Barrow can keep showing up and if we survive, thank you again next year.
Yeah.
Right, I've grabbed Emily now from Barrow, so we'll just walk back towards the gantry so everyone can hear us. Emily, thoughts on today's game?
Well, game of 2 halves. We get the first points, and we know we're in confidence. We backed ourselves, we backed our defence, and I think they only really scored off our errors, so we took a lot of confidence out of today, and yeah, we're proud of ourselves despite the result.
Yeah, good. All right, and they had a tough day in good old Barrow with that lovely weather, but yeah, great performance.
One more. Face this way. So that's Jodie Litherland with her new job as a roving reporter. She did a great job there, getting hold of a few England internationals and our very own Emily Sturziker and Vanessa Temple. Just to repeat, the scoreline from the Northern Competition Stadium, it's Barrow Raiders 6, St Helens 40. We're going to try and continue with this streaming of our home games throughout the season. We're going to be playing Huddersfield in a fortnight. Tomorrow, of course, the men are at home at Sheffield Eagles. We're going to stream that game as well. Men next week away at Hunslet, women away at Leeds, and then big double header, Huddersfield at home for women in the Women's Super League at noon, and we then play Bradford Bulls for the men at 3 o'clock. So lots coming up for Barrow Raiders. Hope you can join us at the Northern Competition Stadium. If you can't do that, then streaming service is the next best option, and we'd love you to watch the games and continue to follow the team. So that's all from me and Jodie. I don't know if Jodie's still got the mic on, whether we can say goodbye. But thanks for listening, and it is our first go, so bear with us. But we'll try and improve our service as the games go on. Have a great day.